As a constitutional law attorney, Jenna Ellis believes in the rule of law and the importance of integrity in our elections. And she's ready to tackle the big cultural and legal issues facing America. This is the Jenna Ellis Show. Here is your host, Jenna Ellis.
All right, so let's talk about Taylor Swift. And I know that that everybody who watched the NFL game, which was not me, full disclosure, last weekend, is kind of sick about of talking about Taylor Swift. But I think we need to, because this is now the conservative mantra from some influencers on social media, on X, on Instagram, and possibly some of the people that you who are listening to this show listen to. This was from our good friend Benny Johnson. It's all fake. Taylor Swift exposed as a Fed operative to rig the 2024 election for Biden, and the Pentagon admits it. So we have a lot of these kinds of hot takes from conservatives, but our good friend Jon Root had a different take. He posted this on Instagram. Conservatives, let's talk about Taylor Swift and the NFL. First off, I don't know these tweets. I know these tweets don't represent all conservatives, but there's a substantial amount that agree with these irrational clickbait tweets. This just shows you didn't watch the games or know football at all. P.S. Not everything is a psyop. So joining me now is Jon Root. Jon, I just have to say, like, are we thinking like NFL is now the WWE, and somehow this is like a big psyop just because Taylor Swift, we know, is a Democrat and endorsed Joe Biden in 2020? I mean, like, what is even going on here?
It's all just laughable at this point, because there's so many people that are trying to say the NFL was rigged because the last three Super Bowls have lined up with the Super Bowl logo's colors. And then this year's Super Bowl colors were red and purple. So everyone's like, whoa, it's scripted. It's going to be the Ravens and the Niners. And then now it's like, no, it's the Chiefs and the Niners. So we have to start throwing out our clickbait tweets. We have to start saying that the NFL is rigged and it's Democrat propaganda. It's like, no, this is why conservatives look absolutely idiotic when it comes to talking about sports. Watch the games. Literally, the last 4 out of 5 Super Bowls the Chiefs have been in. Patrick Mahomes is probably the best quarterback we've seen since Tom Brady. Travis Kelce could probably go down as the greatest tight end of all time. They deserve to beat the Dolphins. They deserve to beat the Bills. They deserve to beat the Ravens. They deserve to be in the Super Bowl. And all these takes are just irrational, and they're trying to cater to a base that thinks everything is a conspiracy theory, everything is a psyop. And when you start researching and saying, hey, maybe the reason that Travis Kelce is working with Bud Light is because Bud Light has been the official beer of the NFL for 27 years. Once you start doing that research, you start realizing that, oh, maybe NFL is just a business trying to capitalize on the biggest megastar in the entire world, Taylor Swift. They have a big sponsor they're going to cater to. Not everything is a conspiracy theory. And just because we got a few, quote-unquote, conspiracy theories right over the last 3-4 years doesn't mean that everything is a conspiracy theory.
But it would be so much more fun, Jon, if everything was a conspiracy theory. And we have to go in.
I'm sorry to be such a buzzkill for everybody, but maybe if we put 2 and 2 together, it starts to make sense. What a crazy idea, right, Jenna?
Wait, but we're not using Common Core math anymore? What is even going on with you? Wow. Yeah. So, I mean, I get that there are so many people that say, well, conspiracy theories are just predicting the future, and there's a lot of stuff that, you know, is going on that seems very nefarious. And yes, when you're looking at some things like vaccine mandates or some things that are kind of obvious 2 + 2 = 4. But I think the point that you're making that I agree with is not everything necessarily has a deeper layer. And it's been fascinating to me to see how many people have contacted me this week alone since Sunday saying, what's going on with Taylor Swift? Is she going to step in and replace Joe Biden on the ticket and be, the presidential candidate? And we actually talked about that on this show earlier this week because that was such such a big issue. And I mean, is it possible? Yes. But to me, maybe the more probable thing is just she is a very, very, very popular Democrat with a huge fan base of very young people that the Biden administration is known for using entertainment and celebrity influencers to try to convert votes. And guess what? There is actually nothing illegal about that. So when people kind of throw out, and conservatives throw out this term rigged, I think we have to kind of step back and say, well, what exactly is the accusation? What is the claim? Because if it's just that, oh no, Taylor Swift is going to go and influence her millions and millions of fans to maybe go and vote for the first time and vote on the Democrat ticket, well, maybe that should prompt conservatives to go out and influence even more. I mean, I think honestly, Jon, if pastors across the country would influence their congregations to go vote, they would actually collectively influence more people than Taylor Swift. Am I wrong on that?
No, I don't think you're wrong on that at all. Obviously, we can have the conversation about, how political should a church be getting, how on the nose should they be talking about who we should vote for. Obviously, there's muddied lines now when you have it's just Biden versus Trump again, and a lot of people are trying to bring up like, well, the last time it was Biden versus Trump. It was the Chiefs and the Niners in the Super Bowl, and it's happening again. And it's like, oh, my goodness. Like, I hate when people tell me to go touch some grass, but maybe at times people do need to put their phone down and start touching grass. And what I'm trying to tell people is, tell me you have little to no faith in Trump and his campaign and his influencers without telling me you have little to no faith in Trump, his campaign, and his influencers when you're like, the whole thing's rigged. They're going to use Taylor Swift. It's like, no, what are we going to do to combat Taylor Swift? She's a mega star, and whether we like it or not, I am not a fan of Taylor Swift. I am not a Swiftie. I have called her out. I've called Travis Kelce out for shilling for the vaccine, but Taylor Swift is a very likable figure from a young female demographic all the way up to middle-aged moms. She's going to be able to get people to vote. She put a single story post to get people to register to vote. And Jenna, she got 35,000 people based off one Instagram story to become a registered voter. She moves the needle, and she is unbelievably effective. And we look like really sore losers if we're going to try to say that everything's rigged just because Biden, who has the worst approval rating since Jimmy Carter, like you said, Jenna, decided to use a celebrity influencer to help him out. He needs that kind of help. And unfortunately, right and left, we're pretty irrational. We're like cult followers in many ways. We don't think rationally about issues and policies and can't really look past the couple inches in front of her face to see, hey, what can this vote mean for months from now, years from now, and generations from now? So what we need to do on the conservative side is stop just calling Taylor Swift ugly, saying Travis Kelce catches sixes on and off the field, and nobody knew who Travis Kelce was before this. It's like Travis Kelce was one of the biggest personalities in the entire league. Him and his brother Jason Kelce have the biggest sports podcast, probably outside of Pat McAfee, in the entire nation. So if people just start really understanding and doing some research and figuring out a way to combat the issue that is most likely going to be the issue of the Taylor Swift effect, maybe we can find a way forward and maybe turn this country around and turn it red.
Throughout history, there are clear moments that define our nation's path, and now you can own a piece of that history. I'm thrilled to announce the official Newt Gingrich contract with America coin from our friends at Legacy Precious Metals in partnership with Speaker Gingrich. This limited edition 1 ounce 99.99% silver coin commemorates the historic victory in 1994 when the Republican Party, under Speaker Gingrich's guidance, took control of Congress. The Newt Gingrich contract with America coin
also symbolizes the transformative political platform that led to the landmark achievements like the overhaul of the U.S. welfare system and the Balanced Budget Act. This is a limited edition coin that will sell out. So whether you're looking for the perfect gift or you want to own a piece of history, act fast before they run out. The Newt Gingrich Contract with America coin is more than an investment. It's a tribute to honest government and America. You can order it online at newtgingrichsilvercoin.com. That's newtgingrichsilvercoin.com and use promo code Jenna, that's Jenna, to get $10 off your purchase. Go to newtgingrichsilvercoin.com now.
I'm speaking with Jon Root, who is a Christian conservative commentator. You can follow him on all social media platforms at Johnny Root. It's Jonny, no H, Root. And this just shows, John, that a lot of people are not following the NFL very closely. So, for example, this is the first time in this conversation that I realized and have been informed that it's actually Travis Kelce. I've always read it as Kels before this because I'm not an NFL fan. So this just shows you, though, that people like me, right, would go and read some of this stuff and have never heard of this guy until Taylor Swift, because we haven't been following football, and then think, oh, well, this just means that now it's some kind of coordinated PR stunt. There's got to be some kind of, brokered element here. And what I find really fascinating, two things here, is first of all, to all of that. So what is the Republican National Party doing to combat the 35,000 registrations that Taylor Swift made on one social media post? I mean, what are our influencers doing? Well, they're making rap songs, they're posting conspiracy theories and doing a lot of other things that maybe just maybe aren't actually moving the needle. And second, how I don't really understand how people who want a Republican in the White House, Trump or anybody else, right? So I'm not just speaking about MAGA or Trump supporters, but people in general who want the Republican ticket to succeed. They kind of have this dual theory that they're promoting at the same time, which on one hand says there is absolutely no way that Trump can lose because he's that popular. But then they also argue, but if he does, then we know that it's rigged. And I'm thinking those are two actually mutually exclusive arguments that you're advancing at the same time. Which is it? And how whichever one you believe, how are you helping advance that to fruition? Because if you really think it's impossible for Trump to lose, what are you doing to further his campaign and his progress and the nomination? I mean, maybe these were some of the people in Iowa, but if you really think, well, there's no way, all of this stuff is rigged, then what are you doing for election integrity or to actually to change that? Because you got a lot of time until November.
I'm glad you bring up election integrity, because the way this is all set up is for conservatives to be like that meme of that guy that's on his bicycle and then he puts something in the spoke of his bicycle, falls over, and then he's grabbing his knee, and then he's trying to blame anything other than himself for causing the crash. All conservatives have been doing since I know I've been involved in the movement or been a commentator in the movement is constantly playing defense. It's insufferable to listen to read the tweets, and to see that there are people that continue to grow platforms based off just playing defense. We refuse to play offense, and I think because it sells. People are going to tune into the news when the left just continues to run rampant with their ideologies, and it's evil stuff that's being pushed. And I think we need to be able to fight back by being a little bit more aggressive. If we start planning out how we can fight against things like this, they're setting things up to be like, see, again, it's Trump and Biden, it's rigged. But what did you do for election integrity? What did you do against ballot harvesting within that topic? What did you do to combat the Taylor Swift effect? Who do we have on the Republican side and the conservative side to be able to get people riled up for Trump if he's going to continually be the guy, and get them not only registered to vote, but out to the polls and vocal online, because we know the online presence right now has been unbelievably effective in swaying votes probably since Obama. Obama did, whether we like it or not, he did an incredible job of utilizing social media in '08 and getting people involved in what he was doing. Every single candidate needs to be able to utilize social media well. And I like when Steve Deace talks about how much of an idolatrous nation we are. So, of course, an idolatrous nation is going to prop up their own golden calves, like people such as Taylor Swift, and they're going to follow what she says. And it almost doesn't matter if she's able to articulate policy or really why she doesn't like Trump or why she really, really believes we should support Biden. People are just going to be like, well, I kind of like Taylor Swift. I enjoy her music. I'm glad that she's dating a football player. She smiles a lot. And I'm going to kind of go where she goes. But hopefully we start being a little bit more strategic instead of just playing defensive all the time. And if we put together a good strategy, because I'm telling you this, Jenna, and I know you know this, but if Trump is going to just echo the same rhetoric that we've been seeing from irrational, silly, conservative influencers online and starts calling Taylor Swift ugly or name calling her and her fans, it's not going to win people over. It's not going to change hearts and minds. So hopefully there's legitimate, rational people putting together a strategy to say, hey, this looks like it's going to be effective in this upcoming election. Let's figure out our own influencers. Let's figure out our own campaigns, and let's combat this juggernaut we're against.
Yeah, let's actually talk about policy and what concerned voters want to hear instead. I mean, the easier thing is to just call her ugly, right? And that's the easier. Those are the viral things. This is why a lot of people on the conservative influencer side are called grifters, because in politics, that word refers to people who use the political process just as a way to enrich themselves. And it's very easy to do that right now on social media. It's a lot harder to actually talk about policy, to actually know the rule book, to talk about the Constitution, to talk about how we get engaged and involved in the process. It's not as easy as just putting up this, bombshell report, kind of thing. So, Jon Root, always really appreciate your time this morning. And the bottom line is we need to be engaged conservatives. And how are we moving the needle to advance America forward?
As you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike found the world's best cotton. It is ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. The Giza Dream Sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal is the sale of the year. For a limited time, you will receive 50% off the Giza Dream Sheets. You will also receive a set for as low as $29.98. So go to mypillow.com, click on the radio podcast square, and use the promo code Jenna. There you will find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, which I have and I love, the MyPillow kitchen towel sets, and now even flannel sheets and so much more. We definitely need flannel sheets for as crazy as all of this weather has been lately. So go to mypillow.com and make sure you use the promo code Jenna or call 1-800-564-8475. That's 1-800-564-8475 and use the promo code Jenna. Throughout history, there are clear moments that define our nation's path, and now you can own a piece of that history. I'm thrilled to announce the official Newt Gingrich contract with America Coin from our friends at Legacy Precious Metals in partnership with Speaker Gingrich. This limited edition 1 ounce 99.99% silver coin commemorates the historic victory in 1994 when the Republican Party, under Speaker Gingrich's guidance, took control of Congress. The Newt Gingrich contract with America Coin also symbolizes the transformative political platform that led to the landmark achievements like the overhaul of the U.S. welfare system and the Balanced Budget Act. This is a limited edition coin that will sell out. So whether you're looking for the perfect gift or you want to own a piece of history, act fast before they run out. The Newt Gingrich Contract with America coin is more than an investment. It's a tribute to honest government and America. You can order it online at newtgingrichsilvercoin.com. That's newtgingrichsilvercoin.com and use promo code Jenna, that's Jenna, to get $10 off your purchase. Go to newtgingrichsilvercoin.com now.